Has this ever happened to you where someone asks you a question and you're like, yeah, I've solved that problem before. Or I saw something on YouTube where I saw someone solve the problem. And then you spend 10, 15 minutes trying to find what you already knew at some point. So in this video, we are going to solve the recall problem, the system which I have been using for the last few months. I'm going to show you how you can build your own personal knowledge agent, which will help you retrieve your own thinking without code and almost no cost. And it's going to run on your laptop. So the real problem here is knowledge fragmentation. You have a lot of transcripts, blogs, things which you watch, and then people ask you a question like, for me, it's a lot of Spark questions, and it takes me minutes to remember where I have written about it. So prior to this, I was playing for Notion. Notion is a note-taking tool. I was also paying for Notion AI, which is like a knowledge agent using Notion. Then I was using another tool for making flowcharts. So I make a lot of flowchart decision trees. Then I watch a lot of YouTube videos, which I bookmark. And then I was paying for all of these services. And then when people would ask me questions, I couldn't remember where the answer was. So when people ask a question to you, are not looking for a response which they'll get from GPT. They're not looking at a response which you'll find from Gemini. The question is coming to you because you have some specific context which ChatGPT does not have, right? So that's why the question is coming to you. For me, when the question comes, my trouble was I have that context. The context is written somewhere. I've already answered it. So I'm trying to save myself time by trying to remember whatever I knew at some point. Basically, I want the ability to use all my knowledge. Just as an example, the team and I have probably written about 110 pieces of content in the last 2, 3 years. I don't have those 110 pieces cached in my mind when someone asks me a question. But all that information is useful. So, how do we solve this problem? So, that's when I discovered Obsidian. So, Obsidian is a note taking tool. So, if you're thinking OneNote, Notion, it can replace both of them. It's free. The storage format is Markdown. So, your files are actually yours and you don't have to pay anyone. The team which runs Obsidian is actually very small. For the quality of the tool, I think it's less than 20 people. So check them out. Again, it's free. You don't have to pay them, but if you want, you can. So what I ended up doing was that I had a realization that if Obsidian can take notes, and I remembered that Cursor actually indexes everything. So if you have a coding tool like Cursor on your machine, Cursor indexes everything on the workspace. So what I did was I pointed Obsidian and Cursor to the same workspace. So that's the magic which I did. And obviously you can do that too. And then you can just keep writing notes in Obsidian and then you can keep asking questions via Cursor. So you get best of both worlds. Let me take you further. There are a few more tricks. So now when I ask a question to Cursor, it replies like me because it's fed by all the content, all of my content, and also the videos and stuff which I consume. So that's why the response is very much like me and how I would respond. So that's the benefit which you have. And then again, the benefit of Obsidian is that you can feed everything to it. So you can draw diagrams in it. You can also subscribe to RSS feeds. So like databrickstress.com, which is the website my team runs, canadiandataguy.com, that's where all my blogs are. And then there are a lot of other blog sites which I follow. So there is an extension inside Obsidian. And what it does that whenever a new blog gets launched, it auto updates. And then I also handpick YouTube videos, which I love, and then I transcribe them and store them. Everything goes into Obsidian, which is note taking, and Cursor. People use it for coding, but here I am using it as my knowledge agent. Now, just a difference. I'm solving the recall problem, right? So I'm trying to recall whatever I knew. So questions I have seen before, problems I have solved, summarizing my own thinking. That's 80% of where my time is spent anyway, which is people ask me things I know about, and then I have written about it, or I've seen other people write about it, and I have a collection of those in my head. But now I have stored the collection of that in my notes. What this is not for is it's not a research engine. If you have brand new research topics, those should go to Google or ChatGPT. So that's what it is not, right? But if I research something about it, if I find a new topic I research, then I'll summarize it in my notes, and then that goes to Obsidian, which goes to Cursor. The other benefit is not everything can be outside, right? Like sometimes there's a lot of confidential material. Sometimes it's half drafted. Some material is not fully formed and cannot be published online. The benefit is everything is on my laptop within my control. It's not going out. If you are now, Cursor obviously is making model calls. So check your licensing if they are sending information out, but you should be easily covered on that part. Just watch out for that. Check your license agreements. The other benefit is I'm running my whole day on my computer. All my notes are on my computer, and my agent should be as fresh as me when I ask questions. It just makes me efficient, right? So this is the efficiency gain which we are getting, which is I'm able to recall whatever I need to recall when people ask me, and I'm like very fast at it. Okay, cool. So you build your agent, right? And say now you fall in love with it and you are like, everyone else should have it. So at that point, I would say Databricks has a tool called AgentBricks, which can actually help you build an agent, which you can give to other people. So that's what you should do when you are at that scale. Let's get into a quick demo. So this is what Obsidian looks like. There are a lot of extensions here, but this is a blog which you see on screen. This is from my team itself. So this is where all the blogs are going. And then I can basically open anything up and look at what's happening. To update, I just click the update RSS feed button and then it fetches whatever is the latest. By the way, the RSS feed only gives you the last 10 blogs. If you're looking for the whole dump of blogs, feel free to reach out. I'll share them with you. It's a very basic looking tool, but it's very helpful, right? Another thing which will give you is that it actually creates like this graph for you. Basically, it will collect all your nodes and find a linkage between them. So it's going to populate. It's going to take a couple of seconds, but let me show you. So this is Obsidian, the note taking tool. These are just my local files. I can also show you in my terminal here. So these are basic markdown files. So you can open anything and take your notes anywhere. Now let's get into how am I using it. So this is Cursor. If you're using something like Cursor, the same technique should work. So again, Obsidian and Cursor are pointing to the same workspace. That's what I have done. That's the trick. Now let me show you what I'm doing. So this is an example. So basically I click new agent and then I can ask it a question. And here you can choose the agent. I find Gemini to be good most days. Sometimes I would go to ChatGPT. So I'll ask this a question, right? Say, give me top 6 ways to save money in Spark Streaming job. And let me say without adding more. Okay. So what it's going to do is going to go through my files and figure out which ones are relevant, right? So basically it's going to find the relevant block. So it's basically looking at here. It's trying to find it. And then it's going to basically read across the blocks and try to come up with answers. That's what it's doing. Okay, you can run multiple streams on one cluster. Yes, I actually did a blog where I ran 100 streaming jobs on 8 core machine. That's like 100 streams are running in less than $20 a day. That's how cheap. A small thing which you can do is increase trigger interval. Again, it's showing me the source as well. Basically, it will tell you where did it find this information. So if I do this, it will take me to the relevant thing which is there. So this is a good thing which happens. This one is from article from a colleague from my team. And I actually did not read this article and I did not find its relevance till I asked that question. So that's the beauty, right? If I subscribe to high quality content, I'll end up with high quality results. Keep the quality bar very high because models get confused, right? These are good answers, right? There's one more thing you can do. There is agent mode. There's also ask mode. So you can try ask mode. If I use this model, it's actually going to do web searches. Um, So it can do both. It's first trying to look internally, but I know this model does web searches as well. I can ask it, what is the source of this information? And then it would reply. Okay, now let's look at more examples. I can ask it, hey, how do I create a multi-step agent in Databricks? And again, I can ask in ask mode. You can choose models. Yeah, keep playing. I think models will keep changing. Some days, some model will be doing well. Other days, other model will be doing well. So this thing will continue to evolve. But the best part is you are controlling the source, right? So here I am controlling the source. I know I have subscribed to high quality content. I know I have local nodes written. So that's why the result sounds more like me. Then also you can do something like this. I know I had not written about this topic, right? So I asked it a question. Hey, what is eager clustering in liquid? If you don't find a match, say, I don't know, I cannot find it. Because models always want to say yes, right? So this is to solve their yes problem, which is if you don't know, say, I don't know, right? So this line itself is very important as it will give you a different result. So right now it's saying, I don't know. If I change it and ask, it might try to do a web search and find it. So right now it's grepping stuff, which is trying to find the relevant feed. Now it's searching the web, which is what I don't want, right? I'm saying it can do it, but I don't want it to do it. So that's how I'm doing things here. So another question which often comes to me is, I want to increase speed of my merges in my streaming job. Then how do you do it? So on this one, I use the auto mode, which means I did not even pick the model, but the responses are actually good. So I'm saying, hey, you can do liquid clustering row level. If you're writing to multiple tables, you can use this. This code is coming from my blog, so I know it works. You can control the microbatch size. You can enable some table features. And then it's telling me what were the sources which were used, right? If someone asks me this question and I give back this response, this is a very good response in my head because I wouldn't say something else, right? Like, this is good. And if it's not good, or say my understanding has changed, then it's time for me to actually go to the source and update it, right? Yeah, that's how I'm using it. Hopefully you found that helpful. This has been a game changer for me for the past few months. I had been looking for something similar for quite a while. Next week, we have a video coming about how to build an agent on Agent Bricks. What I showed you was your local knowledge agent. But what if you want an agent and you want to share it with other people, right? Or build an agent which helps you and your team members in productivity. You can look at that. One video is already out about Agent Bricks, so I'll put that in the description. This year, I'm getting into real time mode. So Spark is entering the territory where it will be able to process data in 10 milliseconds, 50 milliseconds, sub-second range. That's Spark real time mode. So it would be a series of blogs coming out about that. Databricks has a new tool called Zero Bus, which helps you get around Kafka, basically simplifying life that you don't have to have a message bus. So that's the pieces which are coming out. If you found this helpful, please drop a comment. I would like to know if someone figures out another fancy use of this, I would love to know. If you know another tool which would work better, it would be good to know as well. Other than, yeah, keep in touch. If you have any comments, any questions, any things you need help with, drop a comment. We'll have a look.